Welcome everyone to the Chill and Heal show. I am your host, Chill Girl Chrissy, up in Ward 6, your alderman as well. And we are here to fuel your mind, body, and soul with goodness. We're going to connect, open up, be real, be raw, overcome, let go, and oh my gosh, let go, and simply learn to live a happy, simple life. And my guest, Senator Kevin Avard, thank you for coming back in.
Thanks for having me here.
I appreciate it. We are going to do Music Heals 102.
Okay.
Which I thought would be so great because, you know what, music does heal.
It does have healing effects, and it also is a bridge builder.
Oh, it is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yes, some of you may know that I am a senator, and some call me the singing senator.
Exactly.
And I bring my guitar to the Capitol from time to time, and I sing to some of the kids when they come, and you can see that they enjoy singing with the singing senator. But sometimes when the teenagers come, boy, what a tough group.
What do they do?
Well, we have 4th and 5th graders come in first.
They don't break out, bust a move like in breakdancing moves?
The 4th and 5th graders, they're real relaxed, and ooh, there's a guitar, we get to sing, and you can see their faces go like, oh, he's good. Oh, that surprises. But when the teenagers come, it's like,
can this guy really do it?
Impress me, you know? And so the guitar does seem to break down some of the walls. Not that I'm a great guitar player, but at least we bring in an opportunity for them to just to chill.
Just to chill.
Just to chill.
Just to chill. And you, I'm going to have to disagree with you. You and your band are extraordinary, extraordinary. Every single time I've seen you guys play, it is unbelievable.
Yeah, you were at our first Music Matters here at the
Yes,
Rec Center.
Music Matters at the Rex Theater, which shout out to the Rex Theater and Palace Theater for bringing, theater and music together, because that is, it's really where it's at. It fills our hearts and our souls. So that was an unbelievable event.
Yeah.
And then I went to your
we had
fundraiser.
a fundraiser at Ticino Vineyard in Hollis, New Hampshire. Great. It's a nice location if you've never been there.
Oh yes, can you share about that? That is I love that place.
It's
it was
a
the
little
first
oasis
time I've been.
right next to Nashua. It's right off of Pine Hill Road. And Al Ficino, he's definitely Italian.
Oh my God, he's so cool. And that place was just the ultimate chill place. He's authentic, extraordinary, beautiful.
He's living the American dream right there, because he said, everybody was telling him that you can't have a vineyard in New Hampshire. It's just not the right situation. And he built a beautiful little vineyard, and was going to add on to it a little bit just for storage. Hopefully, if zoning goes well with that. But you can go there. You can do some wine tasting. He has cigar nights if you like cigars. He has a comedy night there as well, and he opened it up to people that want to share something. Or he has a lot of weddings there as well.
Oh my God, what a beautiful place to have a wedding. Yeah. Oh my God, I just was like, wow, unbelievable.
And great people, very accommodating on a lot of different levels. They have food there as well. So we had an anniversary party there for my in-laws, which was really great.
Oh my God, delicious, amazing wine, delicious food, atmosphere, extraordinary, good people.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend going there.
Yeah.
I have to get back. I was just like, wow, this place is amazing.
Yeah, and he has all kinds of music. He has a lot of entertainers there.
Yeah.
Again, they have a comedy night. So, hats off to them for living the American dream and just being regular people that you can just really enjoy. But
ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Yeah.
And when you have a vision and you do it, that's the American dream. Never give up.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I see a lot with college kids or high school kids, a lot of them, they're doing this with their cell phone. They're living the American dream this way instead of getting out there and enjoying life. There's so many things you can do, and it's funny when they graduate. So what do you want to do? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Pick something, get on a horse and do it, and then if you don't like it, find another horse, so that's one of the things that I think we can share with people. I lived here in Manchester as a kid at St. Peter's Orphanage for about 4 years. It's right on Kelly Street. It used to
Yeah.
be the orphanage there.
And my mom was there.
Yeah.
With her brother and sister.
And we talked about that a
Yeah.
little bit. And one of the things that I think happens when you're in a situation like that, we were there I was there about 4 years. You look outside the gate and you wonder what the world's all about.
Mm-hmm.
You see people go by, you hear fire engines, you hear dogs bark, but you're confined to something. That's all you've known.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get out of a situation like that, everything's an adventure. You know, everything that you can possibly put your hands to, whether it's owning a business, playing an instrument, becoming writing a book, or climbing a mountain, everything's an adventure. Don't get stuck in home, you know.
Yeah.
But and I think that's one of the things that I think I was blessed with, you know, having been there. But learning to have a hunger for life, you know.
It didn't hold you back.
No, but yeah, and on the downside of that, as well as when you get out, you feel like you're in a vortex because you kind of miss things, so you don't feel like you're either qualified.
Ah, that's key. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
You don't feel qualified.
You don't feel qualified. You don't feel like you have that. Can I do it?
Yes, you can. You can do it.
And you can.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You have to just believe it and do it.
Yeah, and one of those things where you have to start believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And so when you went to the concert at the rec center, that was called Music Matters.
Music matters.
And one of the things that we had the reason we did that is because when I was a kid, out of the orphanage, dyslexic, didn't know it, didn't understand a lot of the stuff. So in the public school, they kind of passed you along. You know, as long as you showed up, you kind of got pushed along until 6th grade. And by that time, I kind of checking out. I didn't get anything. I didn't understand the purpose of things. I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And then a music teacher, Mrs. Goyette, she brought in a bunch of musicians. She said, you can learn to do one of these instruments. And all these instruments came up, and of course the saxophone was there. My dad played the saxophone, and he was a great saxophone player.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I'd like to play saxophone. That day I went home and I said, Dad, can I play saxophone? Sure. That week I got a saxophone. And I started practicing the saxophone. And of course, the saxophone took a flight across the room a number of times. It really did.
Never give up.
Never give up. And I can tell you, my dad would hear me yelling in the other room, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I can probably do that. And then one of the things that you learn, baby steps.
One step at a time.
Baby steps are the key to success. Well, if I can just do a C, D, da, da, I made accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da. And then I started to learn to play by ear because I'm dyslexic. I can't read the notes fast enough.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Goyette gave me the music. I would listen to the music and I would play it by ear.
Wow.
And within about, it was a very short amount of time because my saxophone became my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing the Pink Panther, literally playing Pink Panther, and there was a song back in the 70s. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. And so I played those songs in all the elementary schools. She paraded me around. She thought I was a savant. I was just faking it. I had no idea how to read music until one day she discovered, and she was really mad that I didn't know how to read the music. But I did play it by ear. So anyway,
isn't that interesting?
One of the things,
because we all learn differently.
We definitely learn differently, and that's why I believe in school choice.
I
so
100%
huge.
believe in school choice. I struggled in school too. Yeah.
So she brought me around, and I learned, and I became identified as the kid who can play the saxophone. So one of the things that kind of, I wouldn't say saved my life, but purpose. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of kids are looking for is purpose.
Yes.
I need to belong to something. I need to matter. I need to count. I need to be part of something that I'm good at, that I can identify with. And I think a lot of kids are struggling with that.
I agree.
This is getting in the way in so many respects. It really is. So it's one of those things where, hey, Avard, he's good at the saxophone. It's like, wow, yeah, it's like, and so one of those things I think I just carried with me for the rest of my life. It was an interesting thing. And at church, I became a Christian in 1978. I received the Lord Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I became a follower of the Lord Jesus. And I started taking my saxophone to church. And by then, I was kind of rocky. So I remember at Tabernacle Baptist Church, they said, Kevin, you need to baptize that thing. Because I would arch my back, and I'd shut my eyes, and I was like, okay, you got to bring it down a little bit. That's when rock and roll wasn't allowed in a lot of the churches.
But aren't we supposed to belt it out?
We did, and I did. I think they were very kind to me. But and then somebody, the guy who shared the Lord Jesus with me, gave me a guitar, and I started practicing that, and played a little of the piano. And music has just been a big part of my life. And lo and behold, I've never mastered the saxophone or the guitar or the piano or any instrument, but I'm a singer. I can sing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I discovered that later on. And so I appreciate you letting us be part of this event that's coming up.
Which I'm so excited to share. And we will have it on chillcares.org probably in a week or so. But it's called ChillFest. It's a Riverside Concert Series. It's going to be on Thursdays in August, every Thursday in August, at Stark Brewery, which are good friends, the Telges, who always give back to Manchester. To me, I loved Riverfest as a kid, and when I ran for office, I was like, you know what, I want to bring back. We need to get back to our roots.
Yeah.
Need to get back to our roots, and I'm like, all right, Riverfest. So this is. To me, this is going to be great food, amazing bands, every Thursday night from 9 to 6. And Kevin, what's the name of your band?
It's called Avco and Mo. And we basically, I grew up during the time of Santana and James Taylor, and American Bandstand, Soul Train. Those are all my favorites of people. But one thing Santana did, he incorporated other people. Yeah. And so Avco and Mo is basically, it's three of us. It's Paul Cocciardi, Rich Moody on the drums, myself. And then, And then we have people like Megan Rose up at the Executive Council. She's a great singer. She does a lot of music.
So beautiful. I heard her. Was there 7 of you guys?
There were 7. There might be 8 of us this time.
Okay, it was just extraordinary.
Yeah. Megan Rose and Jason, a good friend of hers as well. He does the lead guitar. We did a recording called Abracadabra, and it's on
unbelievable.
It's on Spotify, iTunes, and all that. And she's the vocalist in that.
Okay, I got goosebumps just with you saying that, because really, your music is so beautiful. And then when you shared Abracadabra, I was just like, whoa! What
a blast!
It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's
what a
so
blast.
Cool, and it's so healing. Yeah. And we need to bring joy.
Well, that's
healing.
What Megan does that with her family, apparently on a regular basis. They have a barn up in the Bristol area, somewhere on up there, and on weekends, Saturdays or something, all the family gets together and they just sing.
I love it.
And tell each other stories and sing and tell each other stories. And these people, they kind of make you sick because they know every artist, they know every musician, and I don't know any of them.
I'm terrible with names.
But anyway, she does, oh my gosh, what song did she sing?
Oh my God, I'm terrible with names, so I'm like not good.
Stevie Nicks, thank you.
Oh yeah,
Stevie Nicks. She does a great Stevie Nicks, a couple of songs from Stevie Nicks, and then of course Jason did the lead guitar on Abracadabra. I like Steve Miller, but I didn't like doing Abracadabra his way, so we did it our way. And
it was excellent.
Yeah, it was fun.
So excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
So where can they find it?
That's on Spotify.
Okay.
Kevin Avard and basically Abracadabra.
Okay.
If you do turn it on, hit like. We appreciate that.
Yes, likes are they're actually it's important so people can see your stuff.
It helps
right?
with algorithms. It gets you kind of noticed a little bit, and
Yeah.
I don't make any money off of it. I don't make any
Yeah.
money at all.
This way we can bring more joy to more people.
It is, and it's again one
Beautiful.
of those things where I can identify, and I'd like to do a good job with that. So, so we're doing music. We do a lot of music. It's a privilege to serve up at the Capitol, and
Yeah, thank you.
One of the things that I think is really important. Hey, Vice President, yes, thank you.
Of course.
I think it's important that people understand that we really are volunteers up at the Capitol.
Yeah, because really,
we make $100.
You make $100
A year.
a year. It's a lot of responsibility.
And it can be a full time. It tends to be full time because you really don't get a break. And right now it's over. I still have the privilege of going up and signing all the bills because I'm chair of rules and vice chair of HHS and chair of energy, and it's a privilege to be up there. But one of the things that I think I drew from this year is there's a lot of toxicity out there. There's a lot of people that will walk by you, oh, you're on the other side of the aisle, and they won't talk to you. And
Which is insanity.
We have to stop that. I had an individual came up to me the other day while I was up there. Hey, I saw you talking to the enemy. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, I completely disagree with that person on a host of issues. But don't do that. She's a human being.
Yeah, we're all humans.
And you can't lose sight of that. You've got to understand that these are people, definitely different perspectives on things. Some of the stuff up there I think can be a little bit wacko, but at the same time, I cannot lose sight of the fact that they're a human being and they're made in the image of God, and I'm commanded to love my neighbor and my enemy as myself. It's time to stop it with the toxicity. There are people that you're going to disagree with vehemently. The only person you're ever going to agree with 100% of the time, and that changes, is the person in the mirror. And you can look in the mirror and you can say, you know what, a few years ago I thought this, but my perspective has changed. And if that happens with just yourself, you have to remember that there are other people in the room. Same party, other party, no party. They're gonna have a difference of opinion, and it doesn't make them evil. It just doesn't. So that toxicity has to stop. I saw something today which really bothered me. It was a news flash in Massachusetts. A state representative got caught on camera pouring liquid in somebody else's purse hanging up.
What?
Yeah, and it's like, stop it. Stop it. That is so weird. And it's evil. It's not necessary.
Unacceptable.
It's unacceptable, but you don't belong there. We are public servants, and we have our faults, but don't be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. And how are we going to ever work together if we don't talk to each other? I think that's really, really important. Is talking.
In the Senate, it really is a lot different. I got to be honest with you. It's Senator Waters, we're polar opposites on just about every social issue out there. But after the committee hearings or committee meetings that we have, we put back our chair. And, okay, so Dave, Kevin, and I'll lean to him because he's a professor. And sometimes if something is not grammatically right, he's on it. He's on it like he can help out with so many issues, and he has so many gifts. Why throw that away? Yeah. And of course to my right, we have a farmer, Howard Pearl. He's a great Republican senator, and constantly working. But we all can chum it up, and it doesn't mean we've lost our principles. It just means that we haven't lost our principles in knowing that's a human being next to me. That's a human being next to me. Completely polar opposites. We need to remember that. So
respect, kindness. We can agree to disagree.
how we react to people is really important too.
Yeah, and so that's why
Yeah,
we
deep
sing.
breaths
And we sing when I go up into the Senate chambers. Senator.
Does it change everything?
Oh, it does. It does. I'll walk in
love
and the air could be thick. I remember one time there was one bill and it had to do with wood, believe it or not, the timber people. And oh my gosh, you walked into the room, it was completely crowded. Everybody was angry with everybody. You could just feel it. And so I started singing because I knew they were going to kill my bill. I really did. I walked right up, I sat down, and I started singing, I heard it through the grapevine. Everybody started laughing, and it was like, okay.
I thought you were going to say, timber!
No, I heard it through the grapevine.
That's excellent.
Not much longer. And it just kind of released the tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you come, I think we're August 1st.
Yes,
right?
August 1st,
Yeah.
Stark Brewery, 6 to 9. We're working out all the details.
6 to 9, yeah.
But unbelievable, amazing music and food, Stark Brewery.
Great.
And I don't know what other goodies we're going to have.
Well, it's a brewery.
Yeah, it's a brewery. Of
Yeah.
course, great Stark Brewery.
Yep.
Drinks and so forth. I do love their lemon. They have a lemon martini. I don't really drink.
I don't.
But every once in a while, I'll have like a little something. I did have the delicious wine. What's the name of the winery?
Fulcino Vineyard. Fulcino Vineyard.
Fulcino.
Pine Hill Road in Hollis.
All right.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I'll have a little something. So I did have a lovely glass of wine. That was amazing. But I like a little of their lemon vodka. Well, I think it's their vodka with a little lemon something at Stark. So anyways.
Yeah.
Life in moderation, I say.
Yeah, no, enjoy. My wife really loves the wine there. I can't drink, so yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but we can do other things.
We could do other things. That's right.
Bust and move.
Yeah. But that'll be a fun event, and hopefully we'll see a lot of people there and come out and enjoy it. Don't talk politics. We're going to just sing, and the mode of the music really is everything from. Well, we're going to do stuff from like American Bandstand, Soul Train. We do. I know Allie. She's going to be singing a song by. It's called "Lose Control." Oh.
Whoa, that sounds good.
No, she's got a great voice. She goes to our church and she's a great singer. Allie Message.
And what's your church?
It's Gate City in Nashua. She's one of the singers up there, and she's got a soul voice that's just busting to get out. She's a great voice. Megan Rose, an amazing voice.
Oh my God, amazing.
And Paul Cocciardi, he's also a great, he's a singer. He does Wagon Wheel. But, we have everything from that vintage to, I do a little bit of Chris Stapleton. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Chris Stapleton, Jelly Roll, I can do Jelly Roll.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
a little bit of everything.
Just a little bit of everything, but to just about everybody's like. I like Bob Seger, stuff like that.
They're must-see, I'm telling you.
No,
Got to come down and see them. It's so great.
Thank you.
It is so great.
And thanks for having us on. And you came on my show too when you were on.
Yeah, it was so great.
Yeah.
And
how are things working in Manchester these days?
Well, I think we need to talk more.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's really, really important. And I think that when we run on, cutting taxes and reducing spending, I think it's really important to do that.
It really
I think
is.
it's really important to stand by our word.
Yeah.
And even if we do get in and we find complicated situations, we still need to do better and
You're
think
already
outside
talking
the
like
box.
somebody who's been in, because there are complicated situations, and sometimes you walk away and go, ugh, I didn't make it. You didn't really have a good choice to make, because based on the circumstances.
Based on the circumstances, but I think that it's really important to bring in the people that got you elected. And and then how many experts do we have? How many great minds do we have in Manchester? Great business people.
Yep.
Where can we do better? reduce the wasteful spending.
Yeah.
Make sure that we're working with programs that work, that bring really value and results. I think it's really important. I personally saw Gatehouse, they were literally Amanda and Shane were on the front lines, pulling people off the streets and getting them help. And that program got sabotaged. So to me, what's going on? We need to be funding the programs that work and defunding the ones that aren't bringing results.
Right.
And so we have to measure things.
Spending money doesn't mean you care.
Right.
Getting it done, getting the job done.
Getting the job done right.
Yeah.
So through transparency and accountability, that is how we can do it. Not behind closed doors. I'm not one of those. I'm like, for me, I'm like, let's put it all on the table. Let's get all these great minds around and let's pick things apart and go, hey, how can we do better? So, and that's what I said to Anna Thomas, who was a health director in Manchester. She brought all of us together, all of Manchester, so many great leaders together, and we talked about health in Manchester. Long story short, I ended up getting up and speaking, and I said, thank you for bringing us all together. The pandemic affected us all in a negative way, and we need to do better with how we respond. We should never do lockdowns again. We should never do masking. It did not work. The science proves it. Isolation is terrible for anyone. We need to create. We did the Giddy Up for prostate cancer at Stark Brewing of September of 2020. We brought everyone together. So I just think it's really, we can do better. Now that we know that it didn't work, we can do better. So that, I love that she brought us all together, and I did voice my concerns. So to me, there's not one cure for anything, and I think we need to appreciate everyone's minds and different solutions.
I agree, and I had the opportunity to speak in Hollis the other day. It's a little 10-minute speech.
Oh, we have 1 minute left.
But the dangerous thing I said is, if you get into office, the most dangerous thing for you to do is to think outside the box. And so it's time for people to start thinking outside the box and listening to new ideas and finding the things that do work. You tapped into it.
I love it. Think outside the box. Stay chill until next time. Thank you, Senator Kevin Avard, and we'll see you at ChillFest in August. God bless everyone. God bless our community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Thanks
for everything you
me.
do.
Appreciate it.